This was the video that I needed to make because I have to find something. After getting like no sleep last night, you can see it in my eyes, and feeling a little bit sick, I've finally decided this Friday morning, with a little bit over 8 weeks left before the end of the year, I need to find something. And that something could mean a lot of things, and I'll explain what I mean by find something later on in the video. But this morning, really all it means is find some way to get myself to the gym. Morning, buddy.
What?
Can we try to not have Doritos and Halloween candy for breakfast this morning?
Okay.
Okay, gonna have a good day at school?
Yeah.
Okay, see you tonight, bud.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the office. My name is Matt and this is What Matters to Matt. And find something. I know that sounds overly dramatic, and maybe it is, but this is exactly the video that I had to make. I put a few videos out there over the last few weeks where I was talking about losing my fitness, trying to get my fitness back, and I keep seeming to spin my wheels and not move myself forward. And then a couple weeks ago, I'm watching a video from Floberg Runs where there's this phrase in the middle that he talks about his friend saying to him, find something. And that clip was from a Chicago Marathon race where he was just digging really deep, and his friend told him to find something. And it really, really resonated with me. Now, it can be applied to so many things. For me, the other day when I had that gym workout early in the morning, it was just find the motivation to get to the gym. But for the next 8 weeks, it's find something. So I actually had to sit down and figure out what was going wrong. For me, what was the biggest thing that was going wrong? And outside of all the excuses, the family life, the work life, the everything that keeps you really, really busy, it seems to come down to just not being organized, or not having a plan, or not having a race on the schedule. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan out the next week, and then after that we're going to build on that by just adding 10% each week until we get to the end of the year, following that 10% rule, keeping it pretty simple. I'll go over those runs in a second, but first I want to get into the workout that I did at the beginning of this video, just to give you an idea of some of my lifting that I'm doing right now. All right, so the weightlifting session that I did that morning, one of the reasons why I wanted to highlight that is because it is the lifting, or the style of lifting, that I'm going to do over the next number of weeks. And it is more of a hypertrophy, maybe even leaning towards a bodybuilder style of lifting. It really doesn't always directly impact my running, other than I have to be a little bit careful that if I do too much of it, that it impacts my ability to recover from the running. So it's just what I enjoy to do. I like lifting weights in the gym, and I like running. So I'm trying to combine the two the best I can. I know people talk about a hybrid athlete. Maybe in some ways, I'm a big fan of Nick Bare, but for me, I like running and I like lifting, so that's what I end up doing. But to go into that push workout that I did that morning, and it was a push workout, and when I say a push workout, I'm talking about chest, shoulders, and triceps. And it was a pretty basic workout. I don't like doing things too complicated. We went through a chest press and tricep press machine. That was a superset. And then I just quickly went into a seated overhead press and then some cable plies, some tricep extensions, some lateral raises, and some shrugs. So a very, very basic workout and very non-runner specific. But over the next 8 weeks, that's how it's going to be. I'll have 3 or 4 lifting sessions during the week, a push, a pull. The pull is going to work my back and my biceps, and then we'll do a leg session, a dedicated leg session. The 4th session is either going to be dedicated to just arms and shoulders, or it's going to be some sort of a mobility thing on Sunday. Sundays when I work at the gym on my noon hour when I get a little bit of free time. Then later on in the day, I did a little bit of a recovery run, a little bit over 5 kilometers. It was nice and easy, but I have been fairly sick this week, and I know my fitness isn't quite where I want it to be, so heart rate was much higher than I expected, given the pace or the amount of effort that I felt I was putting into it. But it is what it is for now. I'm going to try to slow myself down so that I can make those easy runs and those recovery runs truly easy. If you're prioritizing your running over your lifting, ideally, most folks would say that you want to do your running first and your lifting after. For me, I like to lift in the morning and run in the afternoon or evening. That's for a couple of different reasons. One being that I live in Eastern Canada. We're getting into winter now. So early mornings it's cold, and early mornings it's dark, and it's still dark even when I get home from the run if I'm running in the morning, because I have to get to work fairly early. I'm a teacher. I have to get to the school before the kids ever get there. So I like to do the lifting in the gym in the morning, and then I like to come home and then later on in the day go for a run, either with my daughter or with a couple of local running groups. I know it's not necessarily ideal, but I think at the end of the day, consistency is key. And I think at the end of the day, making sure that I'm doing what fits my schedule and what I'm most excited to do at the moment. And it just happens to be my habits are lift in the morning, run in the afternoon. Now I need to talk about the last 8 weeks of 2023 and how I plan on coming into the new year with as much fitness as I can at this point. And what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to string 2 or 3 weeks at the end of the year together where I'm getting at least 100 plus kilometers or 60 miles. And I also want to be a little bit safe about this. So I want to use that 10% rule where week over week I'm not increasing my volume or intensity by more than 10%. So if I do the math, if I work backwards to 8 weeks back and I take on 60 kilometers next week of running, that's going to put me in a good spot as long as I can consistently increase by 10% week over week to string together 2 or 3 weeks at the end of the year of 100 plus kilometers or 60 plus miles. How do we actually reach that 60 kilometers? Well, it's going to break down like this. I'll have one long run on the weekend. We'll have one interval / tempo run during the week. I'll also have one medium long run during the week, and then 3 other shorter runs. Those 3 other shorter runs are just going to be recovery runs or easy runs. And then the option of having another shorter recovery run on Sundays when I'm working at the gym. That'll be on Sunday because Saturday will be my longer run. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to keep this pretty simple, pretty basic, but if I follow that guideline to the numbers that hopefully some here I've put up on the screen, that will give me the opportunity to increase by 10% week over week to finally reach my goal at the end of the year of being as fit as I can be. And my hopes, my goals, and my plans, along with the shoe reviews and the headphone reviews and everything else that I've got going on, that I'm able to share all that running with you, all that training. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. Give a thumbs up on this video. My name is Matt, and this has been What Matters to Matt, and ultimately what matters to me most is my family. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be